Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
The city of Scranton says it's bringing in more big-name entertainers to put on concerts at Memorial Stadium. As Newswatch 16's Marisa Burke says, that announcement came before workers even finished cleaning up the mess from last night's Beach Boys concert in Scranton.
It's a messy job, but somebody's got to do it, and about a dozen guys had the job of cleaning up Scranton's Memorial Stadium after last night's Beach Boys concert. Almost 10,000 fans filled the stands to watch the concert that also featured America and Three Dog Night. And after all the fun, it was work, cleaning up the trash all over the bleachers and the field. How long do you think this will take?
6 weeks. A while.
While the guys were cleaning one end of the field, promoters used the other end of the field to announce more big-name entertainment coming to town at the end of the month.
We'd like to confirm that on August the 30th at 6 o'clock in this luxury stadium, we are going to present Kenny Rogers, Ronnie Millsap, and T. Graham Brown for a concert that we hope to attract between 15 and 20,000 people.
Tickets go on sale tomorrow at $18.50 apiece. Scranton city officials say they'd love to see the fans packed into an arena, but until one is built, they say the stadium will have to do. Some of the maintenance people admit it'll be a lot more work keeping this field in shape with all the extra events. But even they don't seem to mind cleaning a stadium that'll hopefully be a stage for many big-name stars in the future. Marisa Burke, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Union workers from many international paper company plants converged on the company's national headquarters today. This is what it looked like in Memphis, Tennessee. The demonstration was pointing to the 8-week-old strike the union has against several international paper mills, including the Hammer Mill plant in Clinton County. After about a half hour here in Memphis, the United Paper Workers International members met to map out plans for non-striking unions to help bring pressure on the company to negotiate an end to the strikes. Both union and non-union workers reported for work at a brand new Mack truck plant in South Carolina today. 300 UAW members from the Allentown area and from Maryland are starting a training schedule for new equipment at this southern plant. They chose to move there after their old plants closed. A non-union crew of about 250 started work today in the modern plant, the plant that is said to be the answer to meeting Mack's worldwide competition.
Problems over a car exhaust system had a Wayne County viewer fuming. All he had were long-distance promises from an out-of-state company. That is, until he turned to Action 16's Jerry Gartenberg for help.
A man 3,000 miles away from me had my parts, and I had nothing to show for it.
Frank Schillo is happy now, but for 5 months he couldn't get an $800 car exhaust system from a California company, Rawling Stainless Industries Incorporated. Schillo bought the system to install on this 1967 Shelby Mustang he's restoring. But then the Hollisterville viewer gave it back to the company because he discovered it wasn't the right size. He tells me he spent a lot of time on the phone the next 5 months listening to long-distance promises from a company representative that the exhaust would soon be on its way.
I don't think you're being fair to me. And I says, you know, you're holding up my restoration on this car, and I would really appreciate my parts. And he says, okay. And he just acted nonchalant. He says, okay, I'll get them out to you in about a week. I says, well, that's the standard answer you've been giving me last December. I said, you have a different calendar in California than we got here in Pennsylvania?
The company got the proper fitting pipes out to the Wayne County man 2 weeks after Action 16's letter and told me the company recently moved, causing the delay. Now Rawling Stainless Industries is apparently out of business, but calls are being handled by a company with a similar name, selling similar products. Well, I'm glad we could help Frank Schillo settle his exhausting consumer complaint. Now, if you feel you've run out of gas trying to settle a consumer problem on your own, don't give up. Make a little noise. Write to me, Jerry Gartenberg, Action 16.
Thank you, Jerry. State health officials say the rabies epidemic in Pennsylvania may be easing a bit.
That's our first story tonight as we take you around Pennsylvania in a minute. The state health department says there were only 18 cases of rabies in Pennsylvania during July. That's the lowest monthly total since March of 1985. The state's new rabies vaccine law may be one of the reasons.
Penn State University is helping the Navy design a new, quieter submarine. Penn State researchers are using lasers to develop a new kind of propeller. A quieter propeller is less likely to show up on an enemy's sound-detecting equipment.
Young men from around our area have gathered at a Wayne County camp for summer fun and a taste of a state trooper's life. They're being trained just as real state police cadets at Goose Pond Camp. Skycam 16 stopped by at Camp Cadet today to give the young men a good look at a helicopter.
And finally, more than a dozen different drum and bugle corps groups from around the United States and Canada are in Williamsport to perform at the first Billtown Sound Drum and Bugle Competition. Finals will be held tonight at 7:30 at the high school in Williamsport, and that is Pennsylvania in a minute.
Tom's second base Clark is live now in Dunmore, where they're warming up for tonight's Instabats game.
Yeah, let's hope your forecast is as much a hit as I know you're going to get tonight.
Well, I'm going to give it a try at second base once again, Karen and Nolan, but it is a warm and humid evening in Scranton for baseball tonight, and when we come back, I'll be telling you when the thunder showers will break out again. Now, you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Mount Carmel and all of Northumberland County.
Kids Are Us is the in-hot spot. Kids Are Us. Still with stuff we love a lot. Make the varsity with shams, sweats, and house tucks at 20 to 30% off department store regular prices. And for the hottest new looks in denim, go with Levi's and Britannia. Wow, our fashions really make the grade. Bugle Boy, Rigoletto, and Dijon. 20 to 30% off every day. New and now is what you'll find at Kids Are Us. It'll wow you every time. Kids Are Us.
More well water in a part of Schuylkill County has been found to be contaminated with an industrial solvent known as TCE. After testing 12 wells in Frackville's area and finding 6 contaminated, the state DER is now saying 38 wells should now be used for only non-drinking or non-cooking purposes. The 38 private wells belong to people in the Frackville Borough and the Altamont section of West Mahanoy Township in Schuylkill County. DER is asking anyone using a private well in that area to call DER tomorrow.
Well, now out to Dunmore we go, where Tom Clark is going to make his pitch for the Weather Watch. Tom?
You guys cut it out, would you?
Sorry about that.
Okay, well, we are in Shouts Stadium in Dunmore this evening, a beautiful evening, and this is a beautiful field. The turf is immaculate. Had enough rain up here the past couple of weeks to keep it so. And a few patchy cumulus clouds overhead. I don't see any problems this evening for baseball games outdoors, but we do have some very hot weather on the way, and it looks like more thunderstorms, and we'll get to that in just a moment. A quarter-inch of rain in the backyard last night, and let's see what's happening now across the area. Beginning in Union County, where Ken Himes tells me 88 degrees now in Laurelton. Barbara Chittister in Hartford tells me 82. And Danny Mullen-Einen checks in with 86 degrees at this hour. Sunny to partly cloudy over the area. And there's a view downstream today along Tunkhannock Creek in the beautiful Endless Mountains of Wyoming County. 82 in the backyard. The humidity is high. It only got down to about 60% today. It's now up a bit at 65%. The wind northwest at 8, the barometer rising from 29.84. We topped off at 83 this afternoon, 72, that muggy low last night. 97 and 45 are the records for this date. Now we check Skywatch 16's Doppler radar. We have the 150-mile scan on there now, and there are no thunder showers being detected across the state of Pennsylvania at this hour. So we're in fine shape through the evening hours tonight. I don't expect any more to develop. Boy, out in northwestern Pennsylvania, up to 3.5 inches of rain last night in Mercer and Erie counties. But nice out there now. We look out to the west, and pretty good out in Indiana, a town called Greensburg, just southeast of Indianapolis. 5 inches of rain in 1 hour last night from some whopping storms, some massive flooding out that way. Look out across Wisconsin, northern Illinois. There is a cool front heading our way. It'll get here tomorrow night. Mostly clear tonight. The moon is between half and full. It'll be full this Saturday, but a beautiful night. We'll see the stars later on, some patchy fog forming. Cooling off into the 60s overnight, 64 in Walden Park. Mount Carmel at the upper 60s tonight. A light northwest wind should go to calm late tonight. And tomorrow morning at 6:01, the sun will rise, and the sunset for tomorrow is 8:17. So for tonight, becoming clear, 68 in the backyard. Tomorrow should be the hottest day of the week. We're going to go for temperatures near 90, probably 95 in the valleys, sunny all day long. Anytime after 5:30, 6 o'clock tomorrow, I think some thunderstorms will break out ahead of the next cool front that'll get here tomorrow night. Then wind will shift to the north by Wednesday once again. A much cooler day, upper 70s for highs. Wednesday should be a dry day, partly sunny skies. And Thursday, sunshine, 78, maybe a shower on Friday. So the weather's looking pretty good. Dress light for tomorrow. Keep plenty of ice cream on hand. And a little bit later on in the sportscast, Karen and Nolan, I'll let Tim tell you who the Instabats will beat tonight.
Oh, very confident.
Optimism.
I'm ready.
Okay,
Thanks, Tom.
Still ahead, 1 century plus 1/4 century. That's a reason to celebrate.
Plus, Tim Carlson has an exclusive interview with yesterday's Michigan 500 winner, Nazareth native Michael Andretti. And the Instabats get ready for a mega media battle. Tim will be live from the softball diamond on the Sports Watch next.
Enterprise Aluminum Products. We understand the needs of contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners everywhere. We are your primary resource for major home improvement needs. For instance, consider seamless guttering, soffit and fascia material, windows, doors and casings, shutters, and of course, Wolverine siding. Enterprise Aluminum in Wilkes-Barre, enhancing the quality of life and increasing the value of your home. Call us toll-free today.
Nice going, Mustang. Have one on me.
Roger, Den Mother.
Great. Trouble with your refreshment system?
Negative.
Where is he? Hi, boys.
Diet Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. And for great Diet Pepsi taste without caffeine, try Diet Pepsi Free, the caffeine-free choice of a new generation.
Something had to be done, so Ames is taking things into their own hands. During our 30th birthday celebration, we're offering incredible savings throughout our store, like great-fitting Lee jeans for the entire family on sale at our lowest prices of the year, just $14.99 for men's and women's sizes. You see, while some other stores might not have the guts, we just say, mark 'em low.
Register to win cars and trips now during Ames' 30th birthday sweepstakes.
Back to the stadium, and Tim is standing by in Dunmore. Hi, Tim.
Oh, hi, Nolan and Karen. I want to tell you, it's really beautiful out here. We got a great night for a softball game. In just a few minutes, I left my watch back there. Well, anyway, in about 9 minutes, we'll be playing the WARM Radio Softball Softies in the preliminary game, and that's before a real great contest at 8 o'clock when Eddie Feiner and the King in his court will be playing the Parker House team from Scranton. Now, Eddie Feiner is the king, that is for sure. He's in his 42nd year of throwing blazing fastballs. Here you see him a couple of years ago at Shouts. He throws incredible drop pitches, nasty curves, and whatever else. He'll pitch blindfolded and from second base and or both. And this is one of 200 games the King in his court will play nationwide this summer. He'll be at Berwick tomorrow night at Burvon Park at 8 o'clock. But before all that, of course, tonight at 6:30, we will play the Warm Softball Softies here at Shout Stadium in Dunmore. Well, let's turn to racing for just a second, and it finally happened yesterday for Michael Andretti. He won a 500-mile IndyCar race. And you know what? He did it by beating out his father and also setting a record speed time. Let's take a look at it right now. Michael started from the pole position, ran almost a flawless race except for a couple of pit stops where he had some problems getting back on the track in quick fashion. Meantime, Dad Mario built a 2-lap lead midway through the race, only to have engine problems knocking out at lap 155. Despite the pit stop problems caused by a faulty transmission, Michael Andretti won the Michigan 500, 9 seconds ahead of Al Unser. Andretti's speed, a record for Indy-type cars, 171.490 miles per hour. We talked with Michael today at his dad's home in Nazareth. He was obviously happy about his first 500-mile win.
Very exciting. You know, it's, as you know, 500-milers are very hard to come by, and it's something that I will always cherish, you know, being my first one, hopefully not my only one. And it was a really hard-fought race. It really took a lot out of me physically, but in the end, it was real happy.
To say the least, he's very, very happy. Michael Andretti, winner yesterday of the Michigan 500. Let's turn to football. And I guess the Chicago Bears don't think they have enough quarterbacks to start training camp this season because they have another one. Take a look at him right there, number 4, their top draft pick, Jim Harbaugh out of Michigan, senior having a bad time in the Rose Bowl. Harbaugh reported to camp today after signing a 4-year deal worth $1.3 million. Coach Mike Ditka has said that Jim McMahon will be a starter. Harbaugh will have to fight it out with Doug Flutie, Mike Tomczak, and Steve Fuller for the number 2 job. Well, in case you've heard it, I know you have here and there, there's been talk that the Yankees were going to possibly move out of Yankee Stadium in the near future. Their lease is up very soon. Well, if you've had nightmares about that happening, it's not going to happen. At least that's the way it sounds from our sources in New York. We understand that very shortly the Yankees will be signing a brand new lease that will take them to the year 2032. It will also include improvements to the parking garage, also a railroad station nearby, and will improve the streets around Yankee Stadium. And believe me, if you've ever been to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, you know the streets around Yankee Stadium need improvement. But apparently that's what's going to happen with the new lease, so it looks like they're going to stay in Yankee Stadium. And speaking of the Yanks, they're out in Cleveland tonight trying to beat up on the Indians, the last place Indians. It's the first of a 10-game road trip, the first of a 3-game series out in there. And then the Phillies and Mets will play each other at Shea. We'll have all the highlights, including highlights of the Instabats beating up on the warm softball softies tonight at 11. Karen and Nolan, we'll see you later on.
More confidence, it sounds like.
You
Thanks.
bet.
Thanks,
See you
Tim.
Lifestyles of the rich and thrifty. They save on gasoline by pumping their own. And they shop the Town and Country Furniture Midsummer Sale, where they save on Henredon, Pennsylvania House, and Century in the new Century Gallery. You too can save with the rich and thrifty at Town and Country Furniture, Wilkes-Barre's best during their Midsummer Sale, now in progress.
Double bacon cheeseburger, chili dog, large fries, and a diet soda. Turkey squares and a very fine apple juice. I'll make that too.
Very fine. No chemical additives.
What? Oh, so I'm a junk food junkie. You?
No artificial flavors.
No. Well, okay. Well, tomorrow I will run with you.
No added sugar.
I'm serious. I'm serious. What time? 6. All right. 6:30.
Pure fruit juice.
You know, I feel better already.
Feel good.
I do.
With Very Fine.
Finally, Mount Carmel's 125th birthday.
Here's Bob Costantini.
The park in Mount Carmel is being spruced up and decorated. The center of a week-long celebration will be here, as each evening booths will be filled with arts, crafts, and of course, food.
We're going to have pigeons and pierogies and halushki and potato cakes and hot sausage, hamburgers, hot dogs.
Bands will play, choruses will sing, and newly grown beards will be judged. Henry Roush has his face ready for that event. Roush is one of the chief organizers for the Quasqui Centennial. His dedication has him working here, even though he suffered 2 heart attacks since joining the organizing committee.
It's been a hard chore, and it's down to the last days now, and it looks like it's going to form up pretty nice.
This corner of America is ready to celebrate its birthday. No one is sure of the exact day, but the borough was incorporated during the Civil War, 1862. That brings back the centennial celebration in 1962. Pictures of the past at the library are a reminder that time goes on.
This is me. We didn't have many girls around. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's still alive. He's dead. How about Stella? He's alive, yeah.
Inside the library, a temporary post office is set up to cancel letters with a commemorative stamp. The week-long events will be topped off with a giant parade on Saturday, followed by a picnic and a rock concert. Then next Tuesday, there'll be a time capsule buried here, filled with memorabilia from 1987. It will be opened in 25 years. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Mount Carmel.
Enjoy your evening.